Hello everyone, welcome to 1045 Engineering. We are here with yet another video in a Grind 75, a Better Blind 75 coding series. So today's problem is on finding the longest palindromic substring from a given string. Okay, uh, as an example, we have the input string BABAD and output is BAB. That's the longest palindromic substring. We could also have given the output as ABA. Okay. So let's jump into the problem statement, understand it and start solving. Last time we have solved the binary tree right side view. You can find it in the list. Let's start with longest palindromic substring. Okay, given a string S, return the longest palindromic substring in S. Input S is BABAD, output is BAB. ABA was also a valid output. In second example, CBBD and BB is the output. So palindromic is a string that reads the same from the start point or from the end point. Like in this case BAB, if you read it from this side BAB, from this side BAB. For ABA, from left ABA, from right ABA. And this is where we find the BAB, and similarly this is where we find the ABA, right? So please take a minute and think of an approach that you would take to solve this, and then we'll start. Ready? Okay, so I know one of the approach is using the dynamic programming, where you go one by one and you check for all the substrings and you save the substring or the subproblems. Now today, to solve this problem, we are going to take another approach that is called expand around the center, right? So what we are going to do is, let's say we start the traversal of this string. Okay, we are at B, we check for B, and we check on the left side of B and the right side of the B. So on the left side of B is equal to right side of the B, then we'll increase the length. First we'll compare the B alone. So the maximum length for substring is 1, right? When we look on the left side of B, there is nothing, right? So we move forward. Sorry, excuse me. We follow the same procedure with A. For A, the maximum length for the palindrome is 1. Then we move further and look for the left side and the right side. If left side is equal to the right side, which in this case is true, B is equal to B, then we increase the left pointer and the right pointer, and we increase the overall length to 3. Then we check further on the left hand side of B and on the right side of B. But since there is nothing on the left hand side of B, so this loop ends. Then same we do this for B. We can see we have A here, we have A here, the next we have B here, but it doesn't match with the D, right? So this is the approach that we are going to take. So it's like we start one by one with each string, and we expand around the center, considering that it's a odd palindrome which contains 3, 5, 7, 9 and odd number of total characters. Similarly, we are going to do the same for even characters as well, where we compare the ith character and the i+1 character. We match them, that if they are equal, we expand for the left hand side and the right hand side. Okay. With this, it's actually a very simple approach. It's not just very intuitive. Okay, but once you go through this, you'll understand it much better. Let's start. So first we'll have our base case. We can say base case if S is equal to null, right? Or S dot length is equal to 0. In this case, return blank, because we don't have to return the length of the string, we have to return the actual string, right? Now we'll have 2 pointers, the start and end, which will also be helpful when we find out that this, let's say this A is the start, this A is the end, and from the overall substring we can overall string we can return the start, and using the start and end we can return the substring, which is the solution ABA or BAB, right? So we'll have 2 pointers. We'll call int start equal to 0, start index of palindromic, or not palindromic, longest palindrome. Similarly, int end is equal to 0, that is end in index of longest palindrome, right? Now we'll start with the traversal. Okay, for int I is equal to 0, I is less than s dot length I plus plus. Now we want to check considering the string is odd as well as considering the string is even, because for the odd string we take the first string, we initialize end and start to the same values. Let's consider the middle element b, and then we expand on each side. For even string, even palindrome possibility, we initialize I as 1 and j as the next element, right? So for this we'll separately make a method to expand around the center and return the longest length. Okay, so we'll say private int, let's call it expand around to big center. Okay, we'll pass the initial string s, we'll have our left and right. Okay, now we are going to expand around the center and count the length of the palindrome in this one. Okay, but before we go on and write this piece of code, let's complete a for loop now. Okay, so first we'll check for the solution that can have the longest palindrome with odd length. So for odd length palindrome, we are going to call our method with int, let's call it length1 is equal to expand around center s I and I again, right? Because since we are considering the odd length, we are considering the starting element and the ending element as the single element, single character, and then we are going to expand on each side, left minus minus, right plus plus, right? Now similarly we'll have one more for even length palindrome. Okay, so we can say int length2 is equal to expand around center, so s I and I plus 1. Okay, now there can be a case, let's say for example we have BA, BB, AD. Okay, in this case the longest palindrome is ABBA, and this is an even length palindrome, right? So for this case, when we pass the expand around the center one by one, when I equal to 0, I is increasing, I reaches this point at B, we call the expand around center for the even length and we pass I and I plus 1, where B and next B is passed, right? We'll come back to this. Okay, so once we have the length from the both the ends, we can find the max length. So that would be int max length is equal to math.max of length 1 and length 2, right? After each iterations, if this max length is bigger than our original max length, so original start and end pointers, we'll update them. So let's call update the indices if a longer palindrome is found. Okay, so we can say if max length is greater than end minus start, okay, then start is equal to I, that will be the value of I in that current iteration, I minus max length, max length minus 1 and then divide by 2. Okay, and end value would be I plus max length divided by 2. Okay, yeah, I'll come back to this part to explain you how this formula is going to work. Okay, in a dry run. Now we are calling the expand around the center for the odd length palindrome as well as for the even length palindrome. Now for the odd length, I and I, left and right both are equal. For the even length, left is I, right is I plus 1. Okay, so we'll start. We'll say expand around the center and count the length of the palindrome. Okay, so while left is greater than equal to 0, okay, and right is less than s dot length and s dot caret, because we want to compare the palindrome, right? S dot caret left is equal to s dot caret right. Okay, then we can say left minus minus and right plus plus. Okay, oops, yeah. Let's see, have we included s caret left? Okay, this one was not closed here and we have more than required. Yeah, so you see, when we are at b, okay, in this case for the even palindrome length, we have passed I value that is same as left and right, because we are passing I, and at this end when we reach b, value of I would be 0 1 2, right? So 2 and 2 is passed, so we see left is greater than equal to 0, yes. Right is less than equal to s dot length, yes. S dot caret left is equal to s dot caret right, yes, because left and right are equal, which is I. We do left minus minus, right plus plus, so left comes to a and the right comes to another a. Again we check, left is greater than equal to 0, yes. Right is less than s dot length, yes. S dot caret left, which is a, is equal to s dot caret right, which is again a. So left minus minus, right plus plus. So now left will reach 1 and right will reach 0 1 2 3, 1 and 3, right? So what is the maximum length here as of now? That would be right minus left, right? That would be 0 1 2 3, 3 minus 1, and let's see, okay, how we are going to return it. We'll say return the length of the palindrome. Okay, so we'll say return right, which is 0 1 2 3, minus left, which is 0 1, then we need to do minus 1. Okay, minus 1. So that will be 0 1 2 3, 3 minus 1, that is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1, right? So with each expansion we are going to return the length. Now there is small correction. Sorry, it should actually be right minus left in bracket, right? But we'll come to it. Okay, it looks okay. Yeah, in the end when the for loop is done, we can return s dot substring start and plus 1. Okay, there will be start would be this index 0 1, and would be 0 1 2 3. So we need to return the index of d, because substring is considered for this index is included, the ending index is not included. Okay, let's run it once. Okay, there's something is failing. S dot caret plus, I'm thinking it should be left right minus left minus 1. Let's run. Wrong answer. Okay, it has to be right minus left minus 1. So every time these things are confusing. Okay, it's working. Let's do the dry run and check. Okay, so let's take this string, command C, command V. Okay, so start is equal to 0, end is equal to 0. We'll mention start is equal to 0, end is equal to 0. Okay, Yeah. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than s dot length I plus plus. We call for length 1 expand around center s I. So s is same. Value of left and right is the value of I, which in the first case value of left is equal to 0 and value of right is equal to 0, right? So we are checking if left is greater than equal to 0, true. Right is less than equal to s dot length, true. S dot caret left is equal to s dot caret right, yes. So b is equal to b, right? So left minus minus, right plus plus. Then left is greater than equal to 0, no. Now left became minus 1, right? So at this point the loop is broken. We can say we are returning right, which is 0, minus left, which is 0, minus 1. So minus 1 is returned. Okay, so we return minus 1 from the odd length. Okay, similarly we move forward and we check for the expand around center for the even one. Now we are passing I and I plus 1, so we will be passing 0 and 1. So left is greater than equal to 0, yes. Right is less than s dot length, yes. S dot caret left is equal to s dot caret right, no, right? That is not the case. So we will return right minus left, that is 1 minus 0, 0 minus 1, so sorry, 1 minus 0, 1 minus 1, 0. So 0 is returned. Now we'll update the indices if a longer palindrome is found. So max length, is it bigger than end minus start? End is equal to 0 and start is equal to 0 as of now. So end minus 0 is 0. Max length we are getting minus 1 right now. Sorry, max length we are getting 0. Start index max length we are getting 1 actually. Wait, somewhere we missed the calculation part. Let's check it. Where did we miss? So we did left minus minus and right plus plus. When b was equal to b, we did left minus minus, right plus plus, and the loop was broken, but the value of left and right had changed. So value of left was updated to minus 1 and value of right was updated to 1, and then we did right minus left, that is 1 minus minus 1, that is 2. 2 minus 1, 1. So length from left hand side came 1 and length from right hand side came 0. Sorry, 0. Max length became 1. Now max length is bigger than end minus start, right? So start index will become I, the value of I is 0. 0 minus max length minus 1. So max length is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 divided by 2 is 0. So start became 0 minus 0, 0. End became I plus max length by 2. So max length is 1, 1 divided by 2 would be 0 and I is equal to 0. So starting index is 0, ending index is 0 and overall max length is 1, right? Only B is the palindromic value found. Then I plus plus, now we pass A, value of I is equal to 1, and let's see what happens in this case. For the odd expansion, value of left is same as value of right. So value of left is 1, value of right is 1. We'll say value of left is 1 and value of right is 1. Okay. Now left is greater than equal to 0. Yes. Right is less than s dot length. Yes. S dot caret left equal to s dot caret right. Yes. A is equal to A, right? So left minus minus. So left becomes 0 and right plus plus, right becomes 2. Left is greater than equal to 0. Yes. Right is less than s dot length. Yes. S dot caret left, that is B, is equal to s dot caret right, that is B again. So left minus minus, right plus plus. So left minus minus becomes minus 1, right plus plus becomes 3. Now left is greater than equal to 0, no. So this loop is broken. Then we are going to return the length, which is right, that is 3 minus minus 1, which is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we return 3, and that is the length of this string BAB. So we return 3. So we find the left length as 3. On the right side we pass I is equal to 1 and I plus 1 is equal to 2. So these conditions are true. S dot caret left, which is 1, A, is equal to S dot caret right, that is B. No, right? That is not true. So this loop is broken and we return right minus left, that is 2 minus left 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So we return 0 length from the right palindrome. Max length will get updated to out of 3 of 0, 3. Then we'll say max length is bigger than end minus start. Value of our end and start is 0. So yes, start becomes I. So value of I in this case is 1. I minus max length minus 1. That is 3 minus 1, 2. 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 would be 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So start remains 0. End becomes I plus max length by 2. Max length is 3. 3 divided by 2 would be 1. 1 plus 1 would be 2. So if you see, 0 is the starting index and 0, 1, 2. 2 is the ending index. B. And in the end we return S dot substring start n plus 1. So we return 0 and 4. Okay. Now this is similarly we can go through the entire string, and this is how it will get updated, since the longest string that they will find is ABA in the end. ABA is not bigger than the last found max length, so it will not get updated, and BAB will be the solution that we return. Okay. Yeah, let's submit and check. So that's basically all from this video. And yeah, this is a little out of intuitive approach, but this is really good. We are not using the conventional approach with the dynamic programming. We are expanding around the center. So each time we check for the odd palindromic string and the even palindromic string. Okay. Yeah, that's all from today's video, everyone. For anything, please let me know in the comment section. And in the end, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.